welcome to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. My name is John Carissimo, and this show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We're here every single Wednesday to help you understand the technical side of the real estate industry, including how to get started in real estate. If you've seen people become extremely wealthy in real estate, it's not just you. I challenge you to find somebody of significant wealth where real estate is not part of that equation. I'll say that again. I challenge you to find somebody, anybody that you consider to be of significant wealth or financial freedom or whatever the case may be, and show me exactly where real estate is not part of that picture. Because every person of some considerable amount of wealth is using real estate to grow that wealth. Now, a lot of the people that are millionaires and billionaires are using real estate as an investment. Now, you may want to become a real estate investor someday yourself, but you know that whole thing, it takes money to make money? Well, that isn't always true, but it is true with investing. Because with investing in some sort of asset, whether it be real estate or stocks or whatever the case may be, it's usually going to require input on your part in the form of money. I'm not here to say that there isn't any such thing as no money down investing, because there is. I've done no money down investing in real estate before. It's just not easy to come by. But one of the ways to make it significantly easier is with a real estate license, because the commission that's already pre-negotiated that the seller will pay already goes and counts for usually like 2 to 3% of the sale price. So that usually covers most of your down payment, especially if you're using an FHA loan or other types of low down payment types of mortgages. And that's, again, just one benefit that almost anybody could tap into. And another one is referrals. You do need an active real estate license in order to refer a real estate business for compensation. So if you have an active real estate license, you could refer a potential client to a practicing real estate professional who's paid to join the realtors in the MLS and done all these other things to build up their real estate business so they could serve their clients. You don't have to do any of that. You just get the license, register with a referral broker, and then you negotiate a referral fee. I actually just signed a referral fee agreement over the weekend for one of my agents at 50%. So referral fees, they might be 20%, 25%, maybe as high as 50%. You can negotiate whatever. I don't know if anyone's going to want to work if you're requiring a 100% referral fee, because what's in it for them? But just the other day, signed one at 50%. So that means that that agent who referred the business is going to end up with half of the commission just for making the referral. Which, if this is a $10,000 commission, that's $5,000. Even if it was only 25% that they agreed to, that'd still be $2,500. But if you've got a good quality client who's kind of a sure thing, kind of a done deal maybe, that's where you might have some negotiating power to negotiate a higher referral fee. But I know a lot of you out there are tuning in and watching because you're interested in actually being one of the realtors you see on TV. And maybe you don't want to be on TV, but you want to be like the realtors on TV, or you want to be successful at least. Maybe that's what you've seen. You've probably seen somebody doing real estate, somebody being good at it, because you know, if they've all been bad, you don't see anybody being good, you might wonder, well, how do you be successful if no one else has figured out? But when you see realtors that are making tens of thousands of dollars in a single sale, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, sometimes in just a year, and then you sit there and you're wondering whether or not you're going to get an annual raise this year at your job, if the raise you're going to get at your job is going to keep up with inflation. If you guys haven't seen what's been going on with the value of the dollar, you can see it in gas prices, you can see it in food prices, you can see it in the rising minimum wage. You know, we talked about this years ago on here about higher minimum wages. It causes everything else to be more expensive because the workers that are required as part of the process to be able to buy whatever thing it is that you're buying cost more money. So everything is relative. Everything is increasing in price. And the question really is your finances going to be able to keep up? And that's one of the significant advantages of investing in real estate is real estate appreciates at rates faster than inflation. That's why you see real estate prices going up right now, is inflation. That's a huge driver of this right here. And the great part about real estate is you don't need to give yourself a raise. The market's already giving you a raise just by the prices going up. You could give yourself a raise even still just by selling more real estate. So real estate can be extremely lucrative. It can be extremely profitable. But you got to have a plan for your success. You have to have a plan and you have to get started. So that's what we're talking about today. What are those initial steps? And if you're tuning in with us live, let me know in the comments. What do you want to know about? What do you want to find out about? Is it the licensing process you need more information about? Maybe it's about the exams that you want some more information. Maybe it's about commission and how you get paid. Maybe it's more about earning referral fees. Maybe about using commission for your down payment. Maybe it's about being your own boss and schedule flexibility. Let me know in the chat what questions you have, because we are live today on Ask the Instructor. My name is John Chrismo, and this show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate.
You are watching Ask the Instructor. Absorb the knowledge. Become the expert.
Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. My name is John Chrismo. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate, and we are live today talking about how to get started in real estate. So if you're here live, let me know in the chat, in the comments. I'm getting Facebook loaded up here, so we get our Facebook chats loaded up. We'll get the YouTube chats loaded up. You might also be watching on our Success Center, tampaschoolofrealestate.com. which that's probably the best place to watch. Drop in your email there, and we'll actually send you emails every time it is we go live. But if you do prefer Facebook notifications or YouTube notifications, just hit the bell icon, and then you'll actually get notifications. And while I'm spitting out this whole little spiel here, can everyone hear me okay? We've got a new microphone. You guys got to check me out here. I'm completely wireless. I could wander all over the place and talk here. So let me know if everything sounds good in the chat. I know some of you guys, longtime viewers, looks like Sunset Mike, good to see you. Welcome in Jessica, welcome in Joyce. I know some of you guys have probably been on here before when we had some of those issues with the microphones cutting out and not working right, which you would have thought wireless would be the answer. Well, when you get past the price tag, that's when it's the answer, because the cheap stuff does not work that good. But anyways, that's why we're good at what we do, so we can afford to invest in things like this. Because if we weren't good at what we do, if we weren't able to help thousands of people, I wouldn't be able to have all these toys in this room to be able to help spread our message further, because that's what we're here to do. So welcome in, everyone. Glad everything is sounding good. So let's go ahead and just get started with just some basics about the licensing process and what it is that you need to do if you want to get started in getting a real estate license. Matter of fact, actually, the first thing we'll do is a commission calculation. So how do you earn a $10,000 commission? That's one of the things it is that I referenced. I said, oh, you know, there's agents that are out there earning tens of thousands of dollars, not even just $10,000. And we could go, let's actually go off of an average price home in the Tampa Bay area. If you guys have been on the streams before, who knows it? Let me know in the comments if you've heard the number before. That is the current average sale price in the Tampa Bay area. What do you think that current sale price is? Yeah, so $458,000. $458,000. Probably heard that one before. We've talked about it a lot on here. It's gone up quite a bit recently. We've got to pull recent stats because it might be going up again. Who knows? Maybe Friday we'll come on here. It's like, oh, their average sale price is now $500,000. And let's say a commission is 3%. Now, your commission could be more than that. It could be less than that. This is a negotiable amount. There's no standardized or fixed rates of commission. That would be illegal. That's what they call price fixing. So let's get our calculator up here. You are able to use a calculator on the exam, which is why I always like to use a calculator whenever we're practicing math up here, because there's only 10 math questions on the exam. They're multiple choice, and you can use a calculator, so don't let the math scare you off, because even if you bombed all 10 multiple choice math questions, you would get a 90% if you get all the other questions right, and all you need is a 75% to pass your state exam. And we've got some exam prep tools we could talk about today as well if you're interested in more so studying for your exam. And what the best way to do that would be. So $13,740 would be the gross commission. So that's what we call gross commission, meaning before expenses. And this is the gross commission coming into the office. So this is the gross commission that is going to be split between you and your broker. Now, there are brokerages that are 100% split options where essentially you probably pay some sort of transaction fee or something along those lines, or maybe your client pays a transaction fee, somebody pays a transaction fee, and then essentially you get 100% of this commission. But then there's also split brokerages, and that's usually a better place to start out as a new agent. You can always move to a 100% brokerage down the road. But a split brokerage puts a vested interest in your success because now the broker's counting on you to sell real estate to be able to make money, to be able to get a portion of this here. So let's say that you start off with we'll say a 70-30 split, meaning you get 70%. People always say, wow, so I only get 30%. And look, if you're on a team, if you're on some sort of big-time real estate team and they're handing you leads, you're probably going to have a split of like 20 to 30%, where you're getting 20 to 30%. But you're just doing a smaller part of the business. You're not running the whole business. Whereas in most cases, most realtors are independent contractors. They're not part of some team. They're not a team. They're an independent agent who is registered with a broker because that's required by law, as well as the broker will provide them with tools and processes and systems and things that are needed, training, coaching, mentorship potentially. That's what you're getting in exchange for whatever percentage it is that goes to the broker. So let's say you get 70%. Could be more, could be less. It depends on what you're getting from the broker and what you need per your business plan to be successful for what you want to do. Because you might just want to earn referral fees, which that's an entirely different story at this point. If you're just trying to earn a referral fee, got an eraser on this board now too, so we're upgraded everywhere. So let's say this was the commission on that one that I just signed for an agent at 50%. Now that is a high referral fee. That's a big ask to ask for half of the commission in exchange for referring the client. But let's say you do get that half there. That's $6,870. That's half. You might have a 50% commission split for whatever it is that your broker is doing or providing, where basically you split commissions 50-50. Maybe this is your referral fee because you're a referral agent referring this deal to the agent and basically referring out at 50%. Like I said, a more common, a more realistic, a more acceptable number. Now, like I said, if you've got a good client that's basically turnkey, it might be worth that 50%. But a more typical referral fee is probably around like 25%. Again, it is negotiable. And so let's say we've got this 13,740 times 25%. Oh, no, not times 25. 13,740 times 0.25 gives us $3,435. And that's what you can make as a referral fee, just for referring the business. Just for referring this client to an agent who's actually going to do the deal. And then whatever money is left, that's what gets split between the broker and the agent according to whatever commission plan it is that you've agreed to with that brokerage. But you do the math on this here. And let's go back and let's do this based on, let's say you're getting 70% of this. So if you're practicing real estate, you're probably more along the lines 60 to 80%. Starting out, I'd probably say 60 to 70% would be a good place to be at. Usually because most brokerages in that range, they have a pretty good suite of offering that they provide you to help you grow your real estate business. That's not necessarily guaranteed just because the commission split. So don't use the commission split as the end all be all to choose the right broker for you. You want to make sure it is that you're getting value in exchange for that. So this $13,740, if you're getting 70% of it, that's $9,618. going to you. Now, how long does it take you to make this money? Well, that's where it's up to you. It's not a question of if you'll be successful. It's a question of how long is it going to take you? And how can you take time out of the equation so it happens faster? How do you achieve that level of success faster? But going by National Association of Realtors statistics, so the National Association of Realtors, the NAR, the Realtors, this is the largest trade organization in the world, and they gather a lot of statistics. And one of the statistics they gather is how many hours on average a realtor spends to close a buyer, as well as how many hours on average a realtor spends to close a seller. Now, on average for a buyer, does anybody know, because we've mentioned this stat before on the show, so if anyone's been tuned in before, you might know this stat here of how many hours does it take to close a buyer. So to earn this $9,618, because this would be your cut of this $13,740, assuming that we're not paying out a referral fee, that this is a lead that we generated, or we paid for it through advertising, or we door knocked, or it's a friend of a family who referred us, or anything like that, where there's not a referral fee. Because if there were a referral fee, you discount that off and then split it. But let's assume there's not, so that's $9,618. If this were a buyer, how many hours will you have to work with this buyer on average to get that $9,618? So according to the National Association of Realtors, this $9,618 takes about 24 hours working with a buyer. So if we divide this by 24 hours, $9,618 divided by 24 hours gives you $400 per hour and 75 cents. Let's not forget about the 75 cents. So $400 per hour. That's what's available to you having a real estate license and taking control of your finances in your business, because you could make this number larger as well. This is just the average, and this is just the average for buyers. This is the average for buyers. So if this were a buyer, on average it's 24 hours, which would bring you out to about $400.75 per hour. But let's say this is a seller. Does anybody know how many hours, on average, it takes to close a seller, according to the National Association of Realtors? So instead of this being a buyer, let's say this were a seller client. How long is it going to take to get this $9,618? How many hours, on average, does it take, according to the National Association of Realtors? And it's a great question. Let's finish up this commission math, and we'll start getting into that, the nuts and bolts of getting started in the course and everything. But this is about 24 hours when it's a buyer. But get this, only 8 hours when it's a seller. And this is right from the National Association of Realtors. And this is the power of knowledge, not to sound cheesy. Because if you know sellers are where the money's at, I mean, I'm not saying to turn away buyers, but you want to put all your efforts into trying to attract sellers if you want to work in the most efficient means possible. And you'll notice real estate agents who know this, so it seems like, why are they so concerned with sellers? And in a market like today, it's maybe a little bit more obvious why it's a good position to be in working with a seller. I mean, there's pros and cons, there's obstacles to overcome with both sides of the sale. But on average, it takes about a third of the time to close the seller. So that means this $400.75 is going to be about 3 times as much. So if we're making that same $9,618 as our commission, but now we're doing that in only 8 hours, that's $1,202.25 per hour. This is how millions are made. So when I talk about real estate agents making millions, they're not doing that making $100 an hour, because there's not enough hours in the day to make $1 million. You know, if you want to make let's figure out how many hours in the day. If you're going to work every single hour, so there's 365 days a year. And 24 hours in a day, that's $8,760. $8,760 hour or $1 million divided by 8,670 hours means if you're going to work around the clock 365 days a year, you've got to have $115 an hour coming in to become a millionaire. And that's working 24 hours around the clock. 24 hours around the clock, you still have to make $115 an hour just to get $1 million an entire year. But let's be realistic. You're not going to work around the clock. Let's say you're going to work the average work week of 40 hours, and you're going to do that 50 weeks because you're taking 2 weeks off for vacation. That's 2,000 hours. 2,000 hours. If you want to make $1 million in 2,000 hours worth of work, you need to be making at least $500 an hour. So this isn't even going to get you to the million. This will get you just shy of $1 million if you're putting in a normal work of work. Now, getting started in real estate, this isn't what, so look, don't take this as, oh, wow, all I got to do is get my license and I'm going to make $500 an hour. No, you're not going to go out there and find job postings paying this much money per hour. If you do find job postings, because there are some real estate companies, a select few, a very few, that do basically pay some sort of salary instead of just commission. But these salaries are, maybe in the range of $50,000 to $80,000. Maybe there's bonuses. Maybe it's not even that, and it relies a little bit on bonuses as well. So the money, where it's made, if you want to make, again, the $1 million in a year, and you're going to work 2,000 hours, if you could do $500 an hour across 2,000 hours, that's $1 million. And that's working 40 hours a week. Now let's lower the bar a little bit for us. Let's make it a little easier. Let's say we're going to work 50 hours a week, and we're going to work 52 weeks. Well, now we're working 2,600 hours. So if we take this $1 million we want to make, and we're going to do it in 2,600 hours, now we're down under $400. So all you got to do is work a 50-hour work week while being the same level of efficiency, because you're not going to go in here on day one and all of a sudden you're making $400 an hour. You got to get sales. So you've got to build up this momentum, but this is the reward. This is the light at the end of the tunnel. It's not $15, $20, $30 an hour. People protesting about $15 an hour minimum wages. Wait until the inflation really fully sets in. What are they going to be protesting about at that point for new minimum wage? It was $15. Is it going to be $25? Is it going to be $30? That's still not going to get you $1 million in a year. Even if you wanted to make $500,000, even if you wanted to make $250,000. Let's say you're working 2,600 hours and you want to make $250,000. You still got to be making $100 an hour. And most jobs don't even pay $100 an hour. Now, again, there's time that's going to be invested in you taking the course and going through the licensing process and studying for the exam. And you factor that in here, and it's going to probably be a little less than $1,200 per hour. But this is your business, so it can be what it is that you make of it. You're an independent contractor if you're in this commission type of route here. If you're going for one of the salary type of positions, that's different. That's going to be a lot more structured. It's going to be a lot more like a job. But I would imagine that you're considering a real estate career because you're not the most happy with your job. And so real estate isn't another job. If you treat real estate like a job, it'll be like another job, and it's not going to fix your problems. The problem you have, though, with your current job is that you can't make it into a business. Whereas real estate, it is a business. You can make that business a job, and that's not going to be the most rewarding for you. But if you treat your business like a business, even if you're just earning referral fees to have a really super part-time business, this is your business that you're able to scale almost infinitely. So getting started. We talked about the money. We talked about what that prize is, what that carrot is that you could be going after, the reason why you'd want to go down this path. So what do you do if you do want to start this? Well, we've got the steps all laid out at licensefl.com. So these are your steps to earn your Florida Real Estate Sales Associate license, which you'll then activate with a broker, and you'll be able to earn commission for the sale of residential real estate, commercial real estate, industrial property, agricultural property, as well as businesses. You could also perform the services of property management. That's not a huge, that's not the big payday money maker, but it can make some consistent money, some steady money from property management. There's a lot of investment opportunities as well when we talk about if, again, you're looking at the property management side, it's probably because you have your own properties to manage. So a lot of things, but the point is you got to get your license first. If you don't have your license, there are certain things you can do. You can buy and sell real estate without a license, but you're going to miss out on the commission you could use as a down payment. You're going to miss out on a lot of the access and opportunities that you'll have as a licensed real estate professional. It's not necessary to buy real estate, but that's why you'll see a lot of real estate agents who are also investors, and they're maybe more so primarily investors and just kind of do some real estate deals on the side, or maybe just refer out some business on the side. You know, if you're one of these home investors out there trying to get people to sell their house to you at like 70% of the market value or whatever numbers it is that you're going at, and they don't want to do it, and maybe it's something that could sell on the market, if you have an active license, you could earn a referral fee for passing that deal along to an agent. They could kick you back a 25% referral fee, and this is 100% legal if you have an active real estate license. So licensefl.com, that has the step-by-step guide broken down for you here, and it's super simple. So number one, you're going to enroll in a course. So they call it Florida Real Estate Commission pre-licensing for sales associates. It's a 63-hour course, but it's more of like a credit hour type of system because it doesn't go by full actual hours. And if you actually do our self-paced programs, it's really at your own pace, so you could spend more or less than that time in there and still get it done. But that's the first step, and that's actually required by the FREC. You'll be exempt from this course if you have a 4-year degree in real estate, or if you're an attorney in good standing with the Florida Bar. If you think you may be exempt, call us up and we could go over more details and take a look and at least get you referred in the right direction, even if we probably have the answer for you here. And that phone number to call us up is 813-333-2676. You can drop any questions you have live in the chat here, and I'll get them answered. But if you prefer to talk to one of our advisors more confidentially, 813-333-2676. So you want to enroll in a pre-licensing course, and there's a few reasons why you want to do this early. Number one, our classes do fill up. We have limited seating in all of our instructor-led classes. We also do have self-guided courses that you could start at any time. So we've got that all listed online. You can call our advisors and get more information on any of that. But you want to get enrolled in this course because you'll also get access to your digital materials for the course, which includes the step-by-step guide of getting your real estate license, because there's a few other things you'll need to do in addition to the actual course. So some of the other additional things it is you'll have to do is fingerprinting, state application, and a state exam. You pass this state exam, you then have a real estate license. Now, it's initially inactive, and you're going to want to register with a broker to make it active. And so this next step, if you already know the right broker for you, then you could go right into activating with a broker, but you do need to do your post-licensing course as soon as you can, because if it's not done by your first renewal deadline, your license goes null and void. You don't want to lose your license because you didn't do post-licensing. And on top of that, the post-licensing is going to be a lot more real world. The focus of this pre-licensing course is to pass the state exam, because the state exam, you need a 75%. And there's a very specific syllabus from the Florida Real Estate Commission. They're the authority, the highest authority of real estate here in Florida. There's 7 commission members who ultimately decide how the real estate industry works in Florida. That's the Florida Real Estate Commission. They're the ones who say you have to take this pre-licensing course from a Florida Real Estate Commission approved school, such as Tampa School of Real Estate, also known as the best real estate school in the land. Check our Google reviews. Don't just take my word for it. But anyways, you'll pass your state exam with a 75%, but before you do that, you have to pass the course exam with a 70%. So I think it was, Nissa asking about what to do beforehand. So This is going to help you get a head start if you get your fingerprinting done, your exam done, or your application done, because then you'll be approved to take the exam. This is usually a couple-week period to get your application approved with the state right now. You're usually looking like 4 to 5 weeks to get your application approved. And so you could start that ahead of time. You could do your fingerprinting, you could do your application. We do, if you're taking one of our in-person classes, we actually bring in a mobile fingerprinting vendor that could do your fingerprints right there on site in the classroom. But you don't have to wait for that. You could do it ahead of time. Again, if you have more questions, talk to one of our advisors, 813-333-2676. But that's definitely something I would make sure you check that off. Get your fingerprints done. Get your state application on it. And so, Nissa, you should also have an email. As soon as you registered, you'll get enrolled in the digital materials, which will have additional information in there, including about these licensing steps, which has direct links to this. And you could chat with us in that little chat system, or just call us or text us at this number, and we can help point you in the right direction, just in case you're having a hard time, anyone that goes following this year. But now, getting into the actual course and what you could do after so you want to do your fingerprints and also do your application. You don't have to do that early, but it's going to help you out a lot because you won't be waiting for this to be approved to go take your state exam. Because this is going to hold up your state exam until your application is approved. You can't take your state exam until you have an approved application and you've got a completion certificate from Tampa School of Real Estate or whatever FREC approved school that says you're able to take this exam. Now, if you need some help getting to the actual exam, we've got, this is really our claim to fame right here. PassFirstTry.com. And if there's anything that made Tampa School of Real Estate what it is and what we're most known for, it's helping people pass their real estate exam. And we've summed up that strategy at PassFirstTry.com. 4 simple steps: learn the information, review along the way, test your knowledge, and then be confident and prepared. And we've got exam prep tools that we specifically built around this strategy to help make this process as efficient and easy as possible. Because these exams and these courses should not stand in the way of you getting your real estate license and unlocking the greater future of your real estate career. So we've got those exam prep tools at PassFirstTry.com to help get you prepared. They're optional. The only thing that is required is the Florida Real Estate Commission pre-licensing course. That is what the Florida Real Estate Commission requires. And you might say, well, can I just go back through this and just review all of that? Absolutely. But here's the thing. So here's, if you're taking one of our instructor-led courses, this is the current edition of the textbook. This is like a 600-page textbook. There's not this much information you need to know to pass your exam, but there is this much information that is required to be taught for this course to count for credit, if that makes sense. In order for this course to count for credit with the Florida Real Estate Commission, there's certain things that have to be taught, even though we know they're going to be low priority if they even make it on the exam at all. And they directly tell us the percentages of each unit. So we could tell you there's at least 3 units that are only 1 question of your exam. And this is a 100-question exam. Meanwhile, there's other chapters that are as much as 12% of the exam. So that alone helps direct you in the right direction for studying. But even within those chapters, there's a lot of fat that we've trimmed out in these study tools that we built for the Pass First Try strategy. So that's a great addition. We have some amazing bundle packaging available if you purchase this together. And there's actually our best savings, our best value is going to also include the post-licensing course. So this is required for your first renewal, is post-licensing. So number 1, you get your license. Number 2, post-licensing. This is a 45-hour course. There is no state exam for this, though. No state exam, just an end-of-course exam. And we bundle all of this together except for the state application and fingerprinting, because you can't buy that through us. That has to go through a fingerprinting company and then through the state and through the testing vendor and all that. So with our complete Jumpstart bundle, though, you can get your FREC required pre-licensing course, you get all the exam prep tools, and you get the post-licensing course. And then for these fees right here, currently it's about $200 to get your fingerprints done, do the application, as well as take the state exam. That's counting if you do it one time. It's about $38 every time you take the state exam if you need to take it more than once. Which, if you do, no one's going to find out about it. You're the only one that's going to know about it. You and your checkbook. Because that's all it takes. You have 2 years once you pass this end-of-course exam. 2 years of that certificate is good for. And you could basically take that state exam unlimited times. And I know agents that have gone and taken unlimited times to pass. And it wasn't unlimited. It might have been like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. However many times it takes you. I'm pretty sure even those agents that took 9 or 10 times to pass, they just eventually figured out they had to study and review this stuff. But there's tons and tons, myself included. But I know you guys don't take me as an average person. You're like, oh, well, you're the guy on YouTube talking about real estate. Of course, you passed your exams on the first try. I wasn't always the guy on YouTube talking about real estate. There was a day when I was in your shoes. I was frustrated and fed up with the job I had because I went to school, got a good job, or a good enough job, essentially. I got a good enough job. First 2 years, I was really liking it. The third year, I started really noticing things were not moving as quickly as I thought it was. In the fourth and fifth year, I was really kind of planning my exit from this company. I was getting my real estate license, and then once I had my real estate license, I went and I quit that job to go full-time into real estate. And there are a lot of things I wish I knew back then, which if I knew what I knew now, who knows where I'd be today. But I didn't. I hated my job. I was working full-time. I was doing the course part-time. I delayed taking my exam, so I had to basically relearn all the information all over again. But I did pass my exam in the first try. So it is doable. And that's before we had figured out the pass first try strategy and all this other stuff. When I went to go get my broker license, it only took me about 30 minutes to go take that exam. But when I took my sales associate license, there were so many things I found out later that I understood wrong or I got wrong, and I wonder how I even passed that exam on the first try, but I did. Because you can miss 25 questions on the state exam, so you've got a big margin of error, but only if you're ready for that margin of error. Because if you haven't studied and reviewed and prepared with this material, that margin of error is not going to seem that big. So that's where our exam prep tools are really helpful, especially if it's been some time since you've taken the course. This is a really great way to refresh. Rather than taking the course a second time, we have a lot of people come to us and, yeah, it's been like a year since I took the course. I think I need to take it again because I forgot everything. In our Pass First Try exam prep tools, we have something called the Weekend Prep Recording. And it's basically a recording of our cram crash course we used to do on the weekends. And now we offer that exclusively via a recording. And the reason why we do that is because now it allows you to really take this at your own pace and go through these sections as much as you need to review, not necessarily everything, but what's most important for the exam. There's also another really great thing in there that's just audio-based. It's the MP3 review. And that you can just listen to again and again and again and again. You get 180 days access to all these study tools. Again, you can find out more at passfirsttry.com, or if you want to talk to one of our advisors more directly, 813-333-2676. And this, getting back to your question too about studying. So one of the things I do recommend, if you do have these exam prep tools, is the MP3 review, because it's only 5 hours. It's the entire course condensed down to just 5 hours of content, and so it makes everything very short, sweet, and to the point. It's the most skimming across the top. What's the least amount of information that's going to give you the biggest impact? And so something like that's great to listen to before you actually take those units of the course. You could kind of listen ahead, and it's almost like you're reading ahead. Because that's the other thing you could do, but if you're in the instructor-led course, this is a 600-page book. Maybe you like reading textbooks, and that sounds fun to you. But if you're not, there are some things. So in the digital materials that's included with our instructor-led courses, we have all kinds of PowerPoints in there, and it'll actually have highlighted sections. That maybe would be something I'd go through and do some of the highlights in there, because you could read through this. This book is going to be what's being followed through here, and so you can mark in that as much as you need to. That is your book. You might want to wait for your instructor in case they're telling you anything, but if you do, just have a different color for what it is your instructor may tell you, or underlining things, or maybe you just want to read through it if you're not too sure, if you don't want to get too ahead of yourself. All kinds of things like that. And the course goes in chronological order. So it starts with Unit 1 and it proceeds along all the way up until Unit 19. Your instructor might jump around slightly if something maybe makes a little bit more sense to the discussion of the class, or maybe to reference something, or there's a few things that even me, for example, that I would go and say, all right, we're going to talk about this here, and then we'll come back and touch on this. Just because it maybe makes a little bit more sense. And that's one of the great parts about having an instructor guide you through this material. And we've got that. That's why Tampa School of Real Estate is what it is. It's not because of the name. It's not because of our colors. It's not even because of our reviews. It's because of the reason why those reviews are there. Because of our people here. Our people helping you. You're also people. People helping people. That's what's gotten us to this point. And the people that are really we all, everyone here deserves credit for what goes on. Everyone plays a role in this, but you know, the person that is, you know, your primary person going through this stuff with you in an instructor-led course is your instructor. And so, yes, there's still things to study and review on your own, but that's what's built our reputation, is we've got great instructors who really know this material, who really know not everything. You know, I'm not here to tell you I know everything. I'm not here to tell you any one of my instructors know everything. And I'm sure there'll be maybe a question you ask them where they might say something along the lines of, hey, that's a great question, but that's not important for your exam. And I don't have the best answer for that. That may be something you'd want to talk to an attorney about. Because even though people, they see me as a real estate instructor and they'll ask me all these crazy questions. And a lot of things, especially if it's related to real estate, I could probably give a pretty educated answer towards. But if you're asking me something that needs to be answered by an attorney or a home inspector or an appraiser or a mortgage loan originator, I'm not any of those things. But I have a network of people that are those things, so I could get that question too. And that's how real estate works. That's how you do business in real estate. There's a very small portion of the sale that we're actually directly involved in. That's the reason why these numbers are so low here of like 24 hours and 8 hours of working time. There's more to do when you're working with a buyer, but there's a lot of other parties, a lot of other moving parts that are helping you along through the sale process to get to the actual closing. And it's very much a group and a team effort. So, you know, even though you're an independent contractor, you're registered with a broker, you'll have all these different professionals you'll be working with in the transaction. So you really do have a team that's all there to achieve the same thing that you would determine success, which is the closing. So it's such a cooperative environment, and that's the reason why real estate has been what it has been for me, because I had done other businesses and had other business ventures before I got my real estate license. But it was real estate that got me the furthest, the fastest. And even though I struggled a little bit at the beginning, if you've watched any of our episodes of Ask the Instructor, A State of Real Estate before, you might have heard of my personal story of what it is and the reason why I'm here. We don't have time to go into all that today. But even though the struggles I encountered getting started, I was still able to rocket to success in the grand scheme of things compared to other types of businesses and how long it may take for other businesses to get started. Now, real estate can be extremely lucrative if you have the right information at the right time to take advantage of the right opportunities, because you probably have opportunities all around you that you don't even realize yet. So hopefully taking this course will help you through that. So yeah, Nissa, getting back to your question there again about what to study, I would start off at the beginning and work your way through it. Take a look at the digital materials for that as well. You'll have an email with a login where you'll have the PowerPoints in there. You'll have more information about these licensing steps we talked about today. And that's the reason why anyone that's thinking about getting enrolled, why you should enroll now. Not only to reserve your seat in the class, so that way you know this is going to be the class you take, not, oh, well, crap, my class got sold out, so I got to postpone my dreams because somebody else wanted to take action for their dreams. I don't want that for you. So register for a class. You can reserve a seat with as low as a $57 deposit. You do a $57 deposit. You just have to pay a balance 7 days prior to the class starting. We also have payment plans. We have interest-free payment plans, and we can even do 12-month financing, I believe, on items when it's a purchase over, I think it's $150. We just started offering some new financing options as well. So if you want to find out more about that, about how you could finance these courses getting started, call us 813-333-2676. We have advisors standing by to talk to you confidentially, of course, and answer any questions you have and assist you in any way it is that they can to help you figure out how real estate can be part of your equation to build a better future. To whatever level of a real estate empire it is that you're after, whether you're just wanting to do some referral fees on the side, very low work, very low cost, or maybe you want to be a top producing real estate agent, or anything in between that. We've had people come through these doors and done both sides of that spectrum and everything in between. From people that have just wanted to make some little referral fees or just use the commission as their down payment, or those little things that are just very small benefits, but they could be huge. Because, I mean, how do you get, if you're getting a 25% referral fee, and that's like $2,500 or $2,600 or $3,000, whatever the dollar amount comes out to, what do you got to do at your current job to get a $3,000 bonus? And could maybe working an extra 24 hours or 8 hours on your real estate business make it worth that? Well, at this point, you could potentially get the whole commission if you're investing that much time into it. So look, real estate is what you make of it. If you want to find out more about building your plan, if you've already got your license, that's where post-licensing is going to come in. If you've only taken your pre-licensing and you've got your license, but you haven't done post-licensing, you're doing yourself a huge disservice, just as I did when I got my license. Because I put off post-licensing because I passed my pre-licensing exam, my state exam, and my end of course exam on the first try. The state exam was a lot harder, but I was able to do it on the first try because I actually did a practice test, realized I had no idea what I was doing, and then kept studying until I was able to go through and do practice tests, no problem. And then I was able to get in there and pass the exam. And when I say practice test, that wasn't what I was studying. That was just what I was using to test myself. I was using a very primitive version of the pass first try strategy back when I got my license as well. And that was part of what caused this to be built into what it is today. And not just from my own experience, but the experience of other instructors and all of our staff here at the Tampa School of Real Estate, as well as the thousands of people, tens of thousands at this point, we've helped go through this licensing process. Yeah, and that student portal, lots of great stuff, literally hours worth of information that's in there, and that's what's just included. That's before you even get into the exam prep tools, those optional extra exam prep tools, which again are going to help narrow things down a lot, and they're our most refined version of what we have for studying for this exam. But you've already got a ton of stuff right in the digital materials, right in the Learn portal. You can go into that. If you go right to our website and hit log in, it's learn.tsre.us. It'll take you right to it. And any questions, again, you have 813-333-2676, or you hit that little yellow chat bubble right on our website, and one of our advisors will get in contact with you to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way it is that we can. Look, that's about all the time we've got for today's show, so I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to really advise you to go to tampaschoolofrealestate.com and get whatever information you need, but if you want to make sure you don't miss Friday's episode, as well as Wednesday and Friday and every other episode that we do, make sure you drop in your email at tampaschoolofrealestate.com. We'll send you out an email, so that way you don't miss any of the information. You know, today was a really basic show about, you know, what you could do with a real estate license and how it is that you get started, but we've gone really deep into some stuff. We've talked about listings. We've talked about open houses. We talked about so many different topics, and you can find all of that for free at tampaschoolofrealestate.com. You want to find out how to use your commission as a down payment, how to get more involved in investing, whatever it is that you want to do with your real estate license. And if you can't find the information you're looking for, reach out to one of our advisors, because chances are we've got some video somewhere about whatever it is that you're looking to find out more information on, or at least we could get you pointed in the right direction. Look, real estate may not be the right fit for you, but if it is, we want to help show you how and help make this process as smooth, easy, efficient, and successful as possible. You know, that's why we are the premium option. That's why we are the leading real estate school in Florida. I'm super proud of that reputation. I'm super proud of the team we have here at Tampa School of Real Estate, and I'm super proud, even more proud, the most proud of what we've been able to accomplish, of the people it is we've been able to help, and not just the people that have gone on to go have their own Netflix TV show. Because yes, there's students that have gone through Tampa School of Real Estate that star on a Netflix TV series, as well as HGTV shows, and every house TV show network, we've had students on those networks. But even just for the referral fees, you know, that extra $2,000, $3,000 as a referral fee, as a bonus, because you're just doing this on the side part-time. And that could be what also allows you to take that next step into building your real estate career even bigger, to join the realtors and get access to the MLS and all the other tools that you would have to actually practice real estate as well. So whatever journey it is that you're on, whatever it is that you want to make real estate out of, talk to us with whatever questions you have, 813-333-2676. Again, if it's not the best fit, we're not here to lie to you. That's not how we got to this point. We're here to show you how it's possible. You let us know what it is that you want to do, and we'll show you how it is possible, if it is possible. We'll find a way. We'll figure out something if it is something that's possible. So call us up if you want to figure out what real estate can be for you, how you could use this real estate license, whether it's just for investment purposes, using commission as your down payment, earning referral fees, or maybe you are interested in actually being a full-time practicing real estate professional to earn the big bucks, as they say. Whatever level you want from real estate, we're here for it. We're here to help you. Call us 813-333-2676. You can also text us at that number or hit that little chat button on our website, tampaschoolofrealestate.com. Make sure you drop drop your email on the website somewhere there, so that way you get notifications every time it is that we go live with new information to help you grow your real estate business. But otherwise, that is all the time we've got for today. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you this Friday at 12 noon for State of Real Estate. Are you studying for your Florida real estate exam? If you are, you need to check out our Pass First Try strategy. You're going to love this. It's 4 steps that we break down the process to study for your Florida real estate exam. So you're set up to pass your Florida real estate exam, because that's what you're studying for, right? To pass your exam. It's 4 steps. Number 1, you learn the information. You've got to learn this to be able to pass the exam, but it doesn't stop at learning. Step 2, you've got to reinforce the basic, simple, key concepts. As you learn this information, keep reviewing the simple things. You don't need to know everything, but you got to review these basic key concepts. Step 3, you've got to test your knowledge. The exam's going to test your knowledge, so if you don't test your knowledge in advance, you won't find out if you know what you think you know until you take the exam. And then step 4 is be confident and prepared, because even if you know this material, you need to be confident that you know the material. Check out the full strategy at Pass First Try. Have you completed your post-licensing education yet? Look, I know you're probably thinking, hey, it's not my renewal deadline, I don't need to do post-licensing yet, but look, here's why you want to do post-licensing as soon as you've got your real estate license, as soon as you're able to take post-licensing. It's not just another course about arbitrary laws that you're never going to use again. It's about real-world, usable topics that'll help you grow your real estate business, to help you take it to the next level. Look, let me ask you this one question. If this course helps you close just one deal, if you get one extra deal from post-licensing, is it worth the investment? I'd say it is. We get paid pretty well, so one deal means a lot of money. Check out postflorida.com. That's postflorida.com for the full details about post-licensing. Hey, so if you're thinking about starting a real estate career, it could feel a little overwhelming sometimes. Look, that's completely understandable. That's why we're here to help. If you haven't already, check out our Success Center, tampaschool.com/success, or if you don't even know where to begin, give us a call. We'd love to help you out. We've got advisors standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way it is that we can. Our phone number is 813-928-0106. Again, that's 813-928-0106. Give us a call. We're the Tampa School of Real Estate.
Do you want a career that allows you to be in control? With a career in real estate, you'll get to call the shots. Whether you're looking at starting part-time or want to become the next top agent, a career in real estate makes it possible. Find out what it takes at tampaschool.com. Do you want to incorporate studying for your real estate exams into your busy schedule? Now you can review the key topics you need to know to pass your class and state exams with our MP3 audio review. Simply pop in your headphones or connect to your car to reinforce crucial information while you exercise or drive. Listen to the first unit for free at mp3audioreview.com. That's mp3audioreview.com.
Are you thinking about a career in real estate? Hey, I'm John Chrisma with the Tampa School of Real Estate, and we've helped thousands of people just like you obtain their real estate license. If you're thinking about a career in real estate, give us a call. The phone number is 813-928-0106. Our advisors are standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way they can. Hey, if you're enjoying the show today, which I'm sure you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe, post your comments, share with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for watching.